Welcome, I'll be reacting to Black Sails, Season 2, Episode 9. This is not a market substitute. Please support the original on Starz. Don't actually be a pirate. I know this is terrible, but Eleanor looks gorgeous in black. I know they had a terrible relationship, but she still probably feels this. That's a lot of people.
Being the daughter they expect you to be. I would think that at least with me, you would know that I know the truth about how complicated this situation is for you.
That is what happens in a war.
A war.
A state of affairs in which resolution only comes when one side has suffered enough pain it is willing to concede its principles. They want to make sure I don't mistake them for enemies. Is that why you've come? Or have you yet to choose a side?
I think Max actually just came as a friend. I don't think this was political for her.
How soon can you be ready to sail? There are rough-hour things brewing here.
Once she rouses herself, I don't know what Eleanor's going to do. It could be huge.
I cannot fathom how those people I knew turned into you.
Ask me then. Anything you want to know, I will be truthful. It took us 4 months to secure our first significant prize.
How did you manage that so quickly?
I met a man in a tavern, quartermaster of a well-respected crew. I persuaded him that I was someone worth listening to.
And how long after that was it that you decided to murder Alfred Hamilton?
I think he decided to the minute the love of his life was locked away. Miranda just told him how.
If you're going to blame anyone for it, please blame me.
That if either one of you gets any closer to the governor than you just did, I will be forced to consider that a threat to his person, and I will shoot you where you stand.
They are two very dangerous people sitting across the table.
When we received that letter from you informing us of Thomas's death,
The damage wrought by Alfred Hamilton was too much for us to bear. I ask nothing from you, but your ear.
Not gonna lie, I'm kind of rooting for Vane here.
It's a bad omen. A man died on them ropes. Can't touch it till it's
Silver,
fixed.
you need to step up and rig a new foot rope. Oh, Billy's doing it himself.
I'm sure it was nothing. Tell them anyway.
Thank you. Because it is something.
Mr. Underhill.
So not a hobbit. My headcanon is ruined.
It is exactly as Thomas proposed all those years ago.
Yes, but then we were talking about less than half the number of criminals on the island.
We also didn't have the most respected captain on the island standing in advocacy of our plan.
I don't think this is going to work.
It is as true now as it was then.
You?
Nerves. I'm fine.
I think it's women's intuition, actually. Something is wrong. What did it have to do with time?
This ship is the only way we live here alive.
Something's wrong with Randall. Borders! I bet it's Vane. Oh, no, no, no. No! Not Randall!
Is due at next battle.
No! I really liked Randall. Keep your heads down. Here we go. Billy will be okay because he's up in the rigging. Of course, he'll see everything, which will be awful. But we can't lose Billy.
You said Captain Flint would have to disappear for this plan to work. Are you truly ready to let him go?
No, but he's trying to do the right thing.
Stranger approaches my grandfather and asks him for a little rum. Man said that he'd fled his fishing trawler. Eventually, he asked my grandfather for a little more rum from below. My grandfather went off to fetch it, but
He wasn't there when he got back.
When he returned, man was gone. It was as if the sea had conjured that man out of nothing, and then...
It might have just been a spirit. When he gave the rum that saved his life, possibly.
Am I ready to let him go?
Go back into the sea.
I've been ready to return him to the sea for a long time.
They're ready for you downstairs.
That will be an awkward dinner if the ship suddenly comes in here. Cannons blazing. Oh, they did a Millennium Falcon.
There's no one here.
So either we swim to the beach and likely face the nerves, or else do nothing, in which case it's the sword.
Or we take back the ship.
Persuade Captain Vane to surrender the ship.
When he arrives, I propose that you and I greet him together, and we explain to him our joint venture to reclaim Nassau. And I will be the end of piracy in this place, and it begins tonight. And I have ended their endeavor before it began.
Oh my. Jack and Max. And now would be a great time to show up. Thank you.
I shouldn't have left the way I did. Without telling you.
Yes, Anne. She's so cool. I love her. Whew. Now that's timing. Now do you see the value of having her on your crew? Hashtag most awkward dinner ever.
My plan will require an act of you, Mr. McGraw, and I don't think you're going to like it.
We leave now.
Go get us our prize.
You coming?
It was with an eye toward recruiting you. We'd heard about you. Not some petty thief in it for coin. A proper pirate. And loyal to a fault.
The garrison on Harbor Island. Royal Marines, a full company of them. And right now your only plan to reckon with is to try and fight them head to head. Each crew for themselves.
United, maybe. You did it.
I don't want to divert men away from the prisoners.
We can't leave a saboteur down there.
I don't intend to.
He'll clear them himself. That is a very nice dinner.
And we have to completely redefine their understanding of who you are, what you are. And you will tell your story.
The whole story?
You will tell them about the affair with Thomas.
Oh.
How is it you came to possess that clock?
It was a gift.
From whom?
From Alfred Hamilton.
Yeah.
He was far too admired by his superiors for his career to be dashed based solely on
No way.
hearsay. Asked you to betray Thomas in exchange for which he'd see you made a king in the New World?
Might want to get your guards back in here.
A hard choice. Made under great duress, but with the intent to achieve the least awful outcome. You wish to return to civilization. That is what civilization is.
Maybe civilization is not the best thing in some circumstances.
You
I am sorry for what I did.
Thomas died in a cold,
I am trying to
dark
help
place
you.
because
What
of you.
more do you want
What
from
do
me?
I want to see this whole goddamn city, this city that you purchased with our misery, burn. I want to see you hanged. And I want to pull the fucking lever with my own two hands!
We have a deal then.
Are you Underhill?
I am.
And I suggest you step aside, sir. We will be taking the girl.
And its resulting sentence will be swift, just, and final. And it will re-establish beyond any shadow of a doubt that the rule of law lives in Carolina. If your ship remains, I will seize or sink her.
You were right. NASA is strongest when she's feared.
They're going to say Flint? No way.
We get him the hell out of there.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Imagine, sir, how London would react to the arrival of the Queen of Thieves. Imagine the spectacle of her trial.
Oh, Eleanor! Oh. Traitors. So much just happened. I am reeling. We lost Miranda. I can see why she was so upset. He's the one who betrayed them. And I kept seeing her noticing that clock. And I was like, why? She's so fixated on the time. And his daughter just watched it happen. So pretty sure she's going to be horrified by seeing basically her father having caused it. And that's going to shake up her worldview a lot, I think. She's kind of had this father good, pirates bad mentality. Her time on the pirate ship showed her, no, they're just people. And her time here is showing her, also, my father's kind of evil. So she probably doesn't know what to believe right now. And then Vane goes through all the trouble of taking the ship in a very brutal Vane-like fashion. That was really well done. Loved it. Except for losing Randall. That was hard. However, Vane now has his ship that he always wanted. And I'm not sure if Silver talked him into it, or if he genuinely just decided to do it on his own. But he's right. If they execute Flint, it'll be like, oh, this feared pirate captain, not that bad. He's right over there. We took care of it. And Vane wants all the pirates to be feared, genuinely. And so he might have just come up with it on his own. Either way, this is going to be good. And if anyone can rescue Flint, it's Vane. However, Eleanor is in a lot of hot water right now. There is a very thin veneer of civilization that will be keeping her safe from certain things happening to her. I'm hoping she'll be okay until her trial. I also don't think anyone's coming for her. Most of her allies are just kind of going along with it because it's either profitable or they're kind of afraid of her. What a mess. This was a really good episode. It might be one of my favorite in the series so far.